Okay, so when we look at these visuals, of course, there is some kind of understanding now between US and Israel that things could have gone horribly wrong. What went wrong is the big question. In fact, now explosions are being heard in Iran's Isfahan and Shiraz. These are two important strategic centers of Iran. Isfahan has been bombed as well, and Isfahan, in that city, Natanz has been bombarded. Blasts have been heard near the nuke site. Tehran has said that its nuke site has been struck. Now Tehran claiming that its nuke site has been struck. Bomb sounds and explosions have been heard in Isfahan and Shiraz, two important centers, strategically important. These are cities, as we have been saying, where strategic and military centers of Iran have been struck by these precision strikes being carried out by Israel and US. Isfahan, remember, is not just a cultural jewel, it is strategically critical as well. It hosts Isfahan Nuclear Technology Center, and it's a key facility in Iran's nuclear program. It is home to major military industrial infrastructure. We are talking about Isfahan here, including missile production and aerospace facilities. Several IRGC-linked installations are in Isfahan, and they are located in this province. And if Isfahan is hit, as explosions are being seen there, it's not just symbolic, it is strategic, and it strikes at Iran's military backbone. It strikes at Iran's technological backbone. Now, looking at another city of Shiraz here. Shiraz, again, goes beyond Iran's cultural hub. It was obviously seen as a literary heartland of Iran. It was the city of poet Hafiz and Saadi. But beyond that, it is a major military airbase in southern Iran. It has proximity to Persian Gulf, and that is why, because of its proximity to Persian Gulf, Shiraz becomes geographically significant, viewers, in any kind of regional military calculus, and hence attack on these two cities of Isfahan and Shiraz becomes very crucial, because Shiraz also acts as a logistic port in southern Iran. Besides its heritage and cultural significance, it also sits as a strategic belt in that part. So Iran's nuke sites on target are Fordo, Isfahan, Natanz and Arak. These are important centers which have now been targeted. These are nuke sites where it's strategic militarily and infrastructure-wise very, very crucial, and they are now the target of the Israeli strikes and forces. So what happens now onwards becomes important, because what's evident here is that day 4 of this escalating Israel-Iran war, and the spotlight has shifted sharply to Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Tehran has claimed that Israel has struck the Natanz nuclear facility. It's a site which is central to its uranium enrichment program. And certainly it will be seen as a dangerous and deliberate calculation or escalation. Iran's envoy, Reza Najafi, has accused Israel of directly targeting nuclear facilities, warning of serious consequences. In fact, Iranian media is also reporting loud explosions near the nuclear facility and the airbase in the central city of Isfahan. However, the UN nuclear watchdog, IAEA, has said it has seen no indication so far that Iran's nuclear sites have been successfully hit. At the same time, IAEA has cautioned that the risk of a radiological release cannot be ruled out. This is a big warning which is coming in from IAEA. that the risk of a radiological release cannot be ruled out, underscoring certainly the gravity of this situation. US President Donald Trump, on the other hand, has hailed the operations, emphasizing that Iran will never have nuclear weapons and that Iran with nukes would be intolerable to the US.
Far, no elevation of radiation levels above the usual background levels has been detected in countries bordering Iran. Regarding the status of the nuclear installations in Iran, up to now, we have no indication that any of the nuclear installations, including the Bushehr nuclear power plant, the Tehran research reactor, or other nuclear fuel cycle facilities, have been damaged or hit.
Let me provide a brief update on Operation Epic Fury. Today, the United States military continues to carry out large-scale combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime. Following our obliteration of Iran's nuclear program in Operation Midnight Hammer a short while ago, we warned Iran not to make any attempt to rebuild at a different location because they were unable to use the ones that we so powerfully blew up. But they ignored those warnings and refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. In addition, the regime's conventional ballistic missile program was growing rapidly and dramatically, and this posed a very clear, colossal threat to America and our forces stationed overseas. The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America. The purpose of this fast-growing missile program was to shield their nuclear weapon development and make it extraordinarily difficult for anyone to stop them from making these highly forbidden by us nuclear weapons. We were the ones that were complaining. We were the ones that wanted it stopped, but everybody was behind us. They just didn't have the courage to say so. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat to the Middle East, but also to the American people. Our country itself would be under threat, and it was very nearly under threat. I was very proud to have knocked out the Iran nuclear deal by President Barack Hussein Obama. That was a horrible, horrible, dangerous document. They would have had nuclear weapons 3 years ago, and they would have used them. But I'll not let that happen.
The mission of Operation Epic Fury is laser-focused. Destroy Iranian offensive missiles, destroy Iranian missile production, destroy their navy and other security infrastructure, and they will never have nuclear weapons. We're hitting them surgically, overwhelmingly, and unapologetically. With every passing day, our capabilities get stronger and Iran's get weaker. We set the terms of this war, from start to finish. Our ambitions are not utopian. They are realistic, scoped to our interests and the defense of our people and our allies.